Now that you have a clear understanding of who you are as a Mwana Zambi, a child of Zambi, and the gifts and powers that you possess, now you're probably wondering, okay, my queen, how do we survive spiritually dark individuals? And how do we defeat them? So let's jump into the heart of the topic. My dear children, the things I'm about to share with you are wisdom that were taught to me by my fathers and my mothers. In this section here, I'm going to share with you some vital survival tips, okay, given to me by my grandfather, who was our king number 15, by my father, by my uncle, my father, older brother, who was a pastor. He was the man of God. My mothers, my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt gave to me, okay? So, in embarking into this part of the message, I would like you to keep a few things in mind. My grandfather once told me, number one is, no matter what you go through, try to preserve your light, okay? We defined what the light is previously. Try to preserve your life. No matter what you go through, no matter what people put you through, it is crucial that you preserve your light intact, you preserve your purity, you preserve your innocence in every and anything. Take the time to try to understand the why of things. It's very important to have a spiritual understanding of things. It makes things so much easier, so you don't take things personally when you understand that we're dealing with principalities and entities which have probably battled our parents and our grandparents. It's a generational battle, so you have to understand that. Do not allow the life circumstances or the idiot you're dealing with to turn you into a dark entity, no matter what you go through. You know, my grandfather, one time I was traveling, so I went to the village to say goodbye. My grandfather told me, no matter what you go through, preserve your life. And then he continued, he told me to never change my core values, meaning what they taught me, nor myself or anything or anyone. Because if I did, they would have really lost me. And then he insisted that he was blessing my journey, that the mere distance of me going to live abroad was not an issue to him. What really was an issue to him is the risk of me changing into somebody else, somebody they did not raise. So, and I was still very young, mind you. I was like, Papa, I don't really understand what you mean. You know, Papa, please break it down for me. And then he told me clearly, stay pure and authentic. Let everything you choose to do or say come straight from your heart. For Nzambe speak to us through our hearts. That's what he told me. And then he added that in that way, if I stay pure and authentic, then not only him, but his forefathers and Nzambe would walk with me and protect me always. So from there, I learned something very valuable. I'm like, oh, okay, so participating in the Mean Girls game would completely isolate me from my clan and the god of thereof. So at that point, I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly on which side of the spectrum to always stand. So my dear royals of Africa, the same rule applies to you, okay? As an African man or an African woman around the world, please know that by remaining pure in thoughts, actions, and intention, that alone is a protection in itself. When you maintain a high vibration, Your intentions are pure. Your actions are pure. Your thoughts are pure. You can only draw around you ancestors of the highest vibration and of the highest frequency. When you have ancestors of the highest vibration and the highest frequencies around you, access to Tata Nzambe is that much more easier. Access to Tata Nzambe becomes on command. That's why my grandfather told me, as long as you remain pure and authentic, not only I, in the spirit, I will walk with you, but all my forefathers, them too, will walk with you, and Tata Nzambe will be around you at all times. So that's the number one secret, the number one requirements. No matter what you go through, take the time to heal. Take the time to understand things on the spiritual level. Because only when you try to understand things on the spiritual level that things make sense, you're able to detach and not make things too personal and not, moan and cry and, whip on people who don't deserve it. You understand? Because by them attacking you, by them antagonizing you, by them poking at you, by them trying to bring you down, try to humble you because you shine too much, their goal is to bring down your vibration. When you start crying, you go regretting. Instead of looking at things, looking at challenges as opportunity, opportunity to do better, opportunity to improve yourself, opportunity to set stronger boundaries, opportunity to be able to have a better discernment. So don't just look at things that, people did this. No. When you start looking at challenges as opportunity to do better, to grow, to heal, to discern, you have made it. Okay, my dear people? So that's our number one requirement. In order for us to have our ancestral and divine protection activated and remain activated around the clock, we have to remain pure. We have to be of innocent. When the trouble comes, let the enemy, in their own dementia and in their own insanity, formulate the reason why they are against you. They will create stories. They will make up things. Some of them call themselves priest or high priestess. They're going to come and make everybody believe that Nzambe talks to them directly, that they saw you in a dream where you were being evil. They will come with things. But as long as in that whole story, they can lie to whomever they can lie, but they can't lie to Tata Nzambe. They can lie to the archangels who are there to regulate justice and deal with whomever needs to be dealt with. They can't lie to the team in the spirit realm. They can only lie to buffoon like themselves. They can manipulate at will against you. People who you never dealt with just feel justified to hate you because they heard somebody hate you. That's on them. But you remain innocent, pure in thoughts, actions, and intentions. Okay? So it's good to do that because yes, we do attract ancestors. We do have ancestors around, but not all of them are good. Some of them were horrible during their living time and their soul is stuck. So you conjure them, they're going to bring chaos in your life. So we have to know what we're doing in dealing with spirituality. Now, number two, next thing you need to know. My grandfather told me that every friend is a potential future enemy. Okay? If you look around, even in society, when you watch these shows, daytime, these shows, people taking people out, you will notice that there's a higher rate of fatality caused or carried out by friends or family members. Who are friends or family members? We know them to be the closest people to us. Okay, so people who don't know anything about you can rarely come in contention or conflict with you. My grandfather told me somebody who doesn't know anything about you can rarely come after you and, swear that they have to bring you down. It's usually people whom you know. People most of the time engage the people they feel they know a lot about, such as strength, especially weaknesses and dirty secrets. So this is when they decide to come after you because they feel that they can engage you, because they feel that they know everything about you, and they are confident that they can win any battle against you. That's why they dare engage you. It will always take someone who has some kind of intel on you for them to even be able to come near to the point where they struck you and harm you. So death doesn't come from strangers. Adversity comes from people who know you. Adversity comes from people you took close to you, people you call my brother, people you call my sister, people you call my bestie. You have to keep in mind that this person you're laughing with today, you're giggling, you're laughing and is a potential future enemy because of the world we're living in, okay? You have to keep it in mind at all times. This person calling himself or herself my brother, my sister today, tomorrow is a potential future enemy. Once you keep that in mind, what does it do spiritually? Spiritually, you have risen your guard. Once spiritually you have risen your guards themselves will regulate. Covenanted bloodlines such as royal bloodline and priesthood bloodline, they have spiritual entourage. That's how it is. Back in the day, the sons and daughters of the kings, you used to see them with their entourage. They usually had their maids and their security. So in the spirit realm, it's the same thing. So when you meet people, let your spirit team know that the new people you have just met are acquaintances, and that they have to remain on guard no matter what. Ask them to guard your words. You who see and know everything from the other side, let what needs to become obvious. Put a guard to my tongue so I don't reveal much. You leave it as that and trust and believe. You will share about you only what they allow you to share. And you will understand why they allow you to share certain information. If you find yourself confronted with adversity you don't know, chances are that you were introduced to them by someone who knows and that they have been contracted to join forces against you. That's all it is. It's very rare that a total stranger is gonna come and mess with you. Number 3, because every friend is a potential future enemy. For that reason, my father and my grandfathers told me to only have one friend. In fact, they told us about the one friend rule. They told us that in order for you to live long and a fulfilling and satisfying life, try not to have many friends, okay? Because the so-called friends are always your downfall. Father and my grandfather were big on that. It was the one friend rule, not to have many friends.